Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We were discussing the chapter The Coolness of My Eyes Lies in Salah Part 2. In this we have discussed about what we should do after hearing the azan. We should free from all type of impurities, perform wuzu and rush to the mosque to offer our salat. Then we have studied about the respect for mosque and what is the importance of the congregation in Islam. Now we will discuss about the salah and its condition. Salah is compulsory on every Muslim. There are certain conditions that control the act of salah. The conditions must be met before one could offer it. These conditions are the niyyah. First is the niyyah. We have to say the niyyah, but it is not necessary to say the niyyah loudly. Just in our mind and our heart we should be clear that which salat we are going to offer. Then tahara. Tahara means purity of the body, the clothes and the place. Our body should be clean, free from all type of najasas. We should be in wuzu. Our clothes should be also pure and free from najasat, and the place where we are worshipping. Then covering of the body parts, that is very important. Then fourth condition is wuzu. We should do wuzu in the prescribed format, in the prescribed sequence. Then our face facing the qibla. Our face should be towards the qibla when we offer the salah. And sixth, performing it at proper time. You have read that salah offered on the proper time is the best. So as soon as you hear the azan, rush for the salah. No one pray without meeting all these conditions. No one may pray without reaching all these conditions. But while these requirements must be met before starting to salah, there are certain essential things within salah that must be very carefully observed. They are in fact the pillars of salah, and they are, if missed or carried out faultily, the salah will not be complete. So there are certain things which we have to perform during the salah that we will discuss further, and if they are not done properly, the acts of the salahs are not fulfilled properly, salah is not complete. It is stealing from salah. Now we shall discuss the pillars of salah. The pillars of salah. The takbiratul ihram, that means to enter the salah after saying Allahu Akbar. First is the takbiratul ihram. What is takbiratul ihram? That when you say in the niyyah, after saying the niyyah, when you say Allahu Akbar, that is takbiratul ihram. This is called the takbiratul ihram because after its pronouncement, all the activities such as talking, answering, questioning, eating or drinking are forbidden. Once you have said Allahu Akbar, and then what do you say? Then you recite the sana. You cannot talk, answer questions, eat, drink or laugh anything. Then Al-Qiyam is when you stand after the ruku. Then recitation from the Quran. Allah's messenger is recorded to have said, he who did not recite the Surah Fatiha and his salah did not offer it. Then ruku. When you are in ruku, you should be in such time that your body is at ease. Then sajdatan or the two sajdas. When you do sajda, don't just hit the ground and sit. You have to take proper time and do the sajdas. Then julus for the tashahhud, when you sit to recite the attahiyat. Then to follow the sequence prescribed out, in any of these is missed or faultily carried out, the salah will not be complete. If you are not performing any of these pillars, your salah will not be complete. Then next thing is things that annul the salah, means the things which if you do when doing salah, your salah is what? Your salah is zero. Your salah is not at all counted. What are the things? A person's salah is said to be annulled in the following cases. That means the salah will become invalid if any of the following things take place during the offering of salah. and it will have to be repeated. These things are as follows: laughing boisterously, eating or drinking, though it may be a little, speaking of matters not related to Salah. However, involuntary acts such as sneezing, coughing, and belching do not render the Salah invalid. But to cough unnecessarily without a genuine reason is bad. So you are not supposed to eat or eat anything or answer anything during or drink anything, or you are not supposed to laugh or smile when you are offering Salah. Involuntary acts such as sneezing, coughing, that are permitted, but if you cough unnecessarily, that is also not allowed. Making movements not related to the Salah. Sometimes people have a habit of shaking their body while offering Salah. Sometimes they take some support and stand up and sit down. That is not allowed in Salah. Annulment of wudu, that we have discussed. When there is no wudu, there is no Salah. Neglecting any of the pillars of Salah, such as ruku or sajda. If you have forgot to perform any ruku or sajda, your Salah is invalid. Salah is one of the most important pillars of Islam. Offering Salah regularly deepens our faith, but Salah is controlled by certain conditions. You should remember them, because no one may pray perfectly without meeting all these requirements. You will learn in detail in your later chapters. So, Salah is a very important pillar of Islam, and children, try to offer Salah. You are grown up now, you should offer. Salah is first on you, so you should also offer Salah on proper time. And when you offer Salah, remember this lesson in your mind and offer your Salah properly. Okay.